Vowel sounds, differences between vowel sounds. The English language has 26 letters in the alphabet series, out of which there are 21 consonants and 5 vowels. These 5 vowels constitute 12 different sounds, which are essential for proper pronunciation. The I sound. When the letter A comes in a word, and sounds like an A as well. Produce this sound by keeping your chin falling down and then bring it up to say an E. The combination of these two sounds is the American A sound. For example, take, make, bake, cake, fake, lake, sake, table, plate, late, faith, fate, great, mate. Please take me to the doctor. Can you make me a sandwich? Do you know how to bake potatoes? Have you tried a strawberry cake? Some people are so fake. Let's go down to the lake. For God's sake, don't take that step. Put the coffee on the table. Can you pass the plate? Never be late for your first day of work. I'm sure you have faith in me. No one can determine your fate. That sounds just great. In Australia, a friend is known as a mate. The A sound. When your upper jaw as well as your lower jaw expand apart, which means your upper jaw goes up and your lower jaw goes down, you make an A sound. Keeping in mind that your cheek muscles need to remain straight, and your mouth will form a shape of an oval. For example, car, far, bar, jar, Mars, darts, lava, garnish, garden, pardon, party, hard, guard, cards. I bought a new car. How far is the market? I saw 2 guys sitting at the bar. In the cupboard there is a jar of jam. Aliens come from Mars. Have you ever played a game of darts? A volcano erupts lava. We still need to garnish the potatoes. I beg your pardon. Could you please repeat yourself? Get ready soon, we need to go to a party. I've always found math to be so hard. You should always have a security guard. There's one thing that we can do, don't we play cards? The AI sound. When only your lower jaw, chin, stretches down, you then produce an AI sound. For example, man, can, van, tan, ran, fan, hand, massive, traffic, jam, pan, vanish, slavish, lavish, pass, track, hack, lapse, tap, grab, chance. He's a man of great words. Would you like to drink a can of Pepsi? I've heard he's just bought a new van. Lying on the beach I developed a tan. While playing football he ran like the wind. It's getting hot. Can you please turn on the fan? I think I've hurt my hand. In the morning today there was a massive traffic jam. There must be a frying pan in the kitchen. The burglar had to vanish behind the bushes. Even after so much of hard work, he was slavish in his behavior. In order to maintain his image, he had to be lavish in his expenditure. Can you please pass the salt? Did you know our school has a national-size race track? At an early age he was referred to as a computer whiz, and could hack computers. In his professional career this was the biggest ever lapse he saw. The water tap seems to be broken. You must always grab your opportunities, if given a chance. The Eee sound. When your lips form a circular formation. However, a bit of more opening than an exact O. For example, all, fall, call, tall, haul, squash, ball, wall, contract, caught, bought, thought, fought, long, taught, war, brawl, solve, crawl, walk, posture. All the kids ran to the playground in their break time. She looked down and was afraid that she might fall. The call center industry is at a booming stage. The city was full of extremely tall buildings. For the marriage we must book a banquet hall. In the game of squash the ball has to hit the wall. Can I have your contact number? The police caught him red-handed. I think he bought a second-hand car. Before signing the papers give it a complete thought. I think they both fought all night long. I must have taught you how to ride a bike when you were young. America and Iraq were on war for so many years. You'll always find a brawl happening near a bar. Who can actually solve this question of mine? Babies first crawl before they can actually walk. It's important to keep a straight posture while walking. The O sound. When your lips form a circular formation, and your lips stretch away from your mouth forming an exact O. It's as if you're blowing on a candle. For example, cold, told, roll, bold, fold, mold, hold, gold, poultry, lower, blower, chorus, torn, born, horn, thorn. These winters were very cold this time. Haven't I told you the rules already? In bowling you need to roll the ball. Always be bold and brave. Can you please fold your clothes properly? Pottery needs to be molded accurately. You hold my hand, I'll hold yours. These days everyone is in search of gold. I've heard there's a lot of money in poultry farming. Can you please lower your window? Is the blower on? I think it is. Let's all try singing in a chorus. You know what? I was torn inside when you told me the truth. Some people are very lucky to be born on the 1st of January. I think I just stepped on a thorn, it really hurts. The oo sound. Similar to that of an O mouth formation. However, this time with less of an opening to stretch the oo sound. For example, tool, pool, cruel, truth, ruthless, lube, cool, poor, rule, mute, mood, rude, crude, food, fruit. A projector is a training tool for most organizations. In India, the trend of playing pool is increasing day by day. Grown ups can sometimes be so cruel. A child is always told to tell the truth. Some consider eating chickens a ruthless act. Poor people sleep on the streets in such cool wind. Managers should always keep a thumb rule. All television sets have a mute function. It mostly depends on your mood for where you would like to go. I hope I wasn't rude in my statement. Racialist behavior involves being crude. Food for thought, that's what I would say. Mostly all citrus fruits have vitamins. Single-use sound. Similar to that of an oo mouth formation. However, this time without any stretch of the oo sound. For example, book, look, took, shook, hook, crook, rook, put, foot. Have you seen the book I was reading yesterday? Hey, did you have a look outside this morning? I took everything. Now, I'm here to take you. He shook my hand and went away forever. Captain Hook was my favorite cartoon character. You better not trust him, I find him to be a crook. In the game of chess, the rook is a very important piece. Can you please put him down? He might get hurt. I need to go to the doctor, I think I've hurt my foot. The Ee sound. When an E sounds like an E, this is a stretch of an E sound. For example, sleep, weeb, deep, feet, heap, teeth, cheap, peep, leap, fleet, queer, read, greed, treat, wheat, petite. I'm really tired, can I please go to sleep? I saw him that day, he was very upset. It was as if he was about to weep. There was a water drilling going on in my backyard. You should have been there, it was very deep. If a singular form is foot, then plural should be feet. It was such a childish argument between the two, but still it created a heap. I told my son that brushing teeth should be a regular habit. I wanted to fly to Singapore, but the tickets were quite expensive. I was looking for something cheap. The kids were so curious to know, that they started to peep inside the keyhole. I felt that joining my new organization, it was a big leap in my career. Proper fleet management for airlines is very important. He said something in the meeting, which was very strange and queer. You know, we should always try to read newspapers. We can gain a lot of knowledge. Being selfish is also to have greed for things. Chocolates for kids are a great treat. Farmers depend on their household income by the amount of wheat they are able to produce. In French, things that are small in size are called petite. Single Eee sound. This is a very simple and self-explanatory sound. Mouth opening should be very minute, and the tip of your tongue needs to touch the ridge of your lower gums while flapping up to the front of your upper jaw/palate to complete the next sound. For example, slept, crept, depth, net site, internet, debt, read, met, fed, bread, dread, kept, swept, 10, any, many, pet, bet, let, set, regret, jet. I was so tired that I slept like a baby. He crept out of nowhere. It was such a shock. Certain topics of study need to be understood in depth. I was looking for a net site, which I can use to obtain cooking recipes. The internet is a great medium to search for items. If you owe him so much of money, then you are in great debt. She was so angry with him that she turned red. Have you seen that classical movie of When Harry Met Sally? If you try to raise kittens, then they need to be fed regularly. Some poor people are even deprived of bread. The movie was so frightening, rather it was a dread. For many couples, romance has kept the relationship alive. When I first saw him, he swept me off of my feet. In the Bible there are 10 commandments. The receptionist told me, "Sir, is there anything else I can help you with?" There were so many people in the cricket stadium. I would love to have a dog as a pet. I can anytime bet you that he would never leave her. She needs to let him do his work. Can you please set the oven on low heat? I might regret this someday. A high-speed airplane can also be known as a jet. Small Eee sound. This is a very simple and self-explanatory sound as well. The mouth opening should be very minute, and your tongue needs to remain flat on your lower jaw/palate and the tip of your tongue needs to slightly touch the bottom of your lower teeth. For example, flib, sib, tib, hit, grib, fit, lips, trib, bit, knit, kit, lit, sit, pit, executive, positive, decided, opportunity. In acrobatics you need to flip and rotate your body. This is a new soft drink, here, have a sip. Wait, we should first tip the waiter. In boxing every hit gains the player a point. Some people do mountain climbing as a hobby. For that you require a great grip. Are you fit enough to handle this project? It seems quite tough. You can trust me, my lips are sealed. I've worked too much in my life, I should go on a holiday trip. A bit of knowledge is what everyone lives for. Elderly women tend to knit clothes for their grandchildren. My son wanted to play cricket, so I bought him a cricket kit. I went to camp, and actually lit a fire all by myself. Why don't you sit down? You must be tired after the long journey. I overcame a disastrous pit on the way to work today. As a managing executive, I need to utilize my resources. Capital I sound. When an I, sounds like an I. A plus I equals I. For example, 5 dive, life, bribe, hive, bite, night, tight, sight, aspire, drive, divide, hide, isolate, irate. He's very sharp, he's got the eye of a tiger. I've got $5 in my pocket. I'm sorry, you're not allowed to dive into the pool. I've tried to stay fit all my life. I would never ever accept a bribe. The kids were playing around the beehive, that can be very dangerous. Here I've made a sandwich for you, why don't you take a bite? I started writing a story in the cold winter night. Can you help me open this jar? It seems to be quite tight. I can't find him, there's nothing in sight. I've tried a lot to aspire into his thoughts. He's only 16 years old, and he's already learning to drive. Learning to divide is a very important aspect of mathematics. The kids were playing a game of hide and seek. I can think well if I'm isolated. Handling irate customers is tough, at the same time very important. The sound, Schwa sound. Very similar to the Eee sounds. This is a very simple and self-explanatory sound as well. The mouth opening should be very minute, and your tongue needs to remain flat on your lower jaw/palate and the tip of your tongue needs to slightly touch the bottom of your lower gums. This is also known as Schwa sound. For example, love, work, cover, turf, golf, run, fun, rubber, tough, buffer, crust, must, pulse, rust, bankrupt, interrupt. It's been 6 months, they've definitely fallen in love. My new job requires me to work for 10 hours a day. Can you cover me while I take a break? According to the pitch report, the turf seems to be hard, and the ball is most likely to give an extra bounce. The Gulf War lasted for so many years. As a warm-up exercise, you should always run. Hope you enjoy and have lots of fun while completing this activity. An eraser can also be known as a rubber. This doesn't seem as tough as I thought it would be. The unit said that they might need a buffer stock. Can you please slice off the crust from the sides first? We must understand each other before we can start working together. The pulse of your heartbeat is a bit on the higher side. Metallic objects seem to rust in rain. It hurts when you see a business tycoon go bankrupt. I am sure it's really annoying when someone interrupts while you are talking.